Nerdy for 30. Man, it's me, your boy C, the host of most of the things right here on Paprika, and we're just keeping this train right on a rolling. If you aren't unfamiliar with what we're doing with Nerdy for 30, what we're doing here is 30 Paprikans got together. They took all 30 movies within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we ranked them in one giant master list, worst to best, and a little bit of help from you Paprikans listening as well. And they're just trying to figure out, what is the Paprika definitive list of MCU movies, man? And today we are back with another one. Today we have number 20, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Directed, of course, by James Gunn. Check out this tagline. Obviously, A- on that tagline, because that is such a Guardians of the Galaxy feeling tagline. The Guardians must fight to keep their newfound family together as they unravel the mysteries of Peter Quill's true parentage. The Guardians, man, there's a couple different flavors happening in the MCU, especially when it comes to rock. I mean, Iron Man is like your classic rock. I think since Taika Waititi has taken over Thor, it's kind of like your heavy metal type deal. Guardians of the Galaxy is your punk rock. That's definitely what it is. A bunch of socially inept outcasts trying to find their way and make their way in the galaxy. All your returning players are back. Then we also get Kurt Russell in here as Ego the Living Planet, who they've named as a Celestial within the MCU. It's just all about him trying to manipulate Quill into doing what he's there to do. Our boy Michael Rooker as Yondu gets a super increased presence from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And though some people have an issue with this movie because they're not big fans of all the arguing and bickering all throughout. And that's kind of brought up towards the end, I think, by Nebula at the end of this movie. And yeah, families do that. Families, especially families in that close a proximity for that amount of time, are going to have their disputes and arguing and bickering. And, if the end of the first Guardians sees them becoming a family, the end of the second Guardians cements them becoming a family. They're going to have each other's backs. We get a little bit of progression with Star-Lord and Gamora's relationship. And then by the end of that, it's the unspoken thing, quote unquote, that the two of them have between each other that we finally get to see in a full bloom come Infinity War when we first see them there. But here, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think Ego's one of the weaker villains in the MCU. Also, shout out to the first third of that movie with, what's her name? Elizabeth Debicki as Aisha of the Sovereign, who kind of comes back and plays that role in the end credits, creating what we will see in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is Adam Warlock playing whatever role he's there. I'm not sure what role he's going to play now that the Infinity Saga is done, but there's still plenty for Adam Warlock to do. The Guardians are always just fun to see on screen, man. A great dynamic, great screenwriting, great directing by James Gunn. And again, of course, great needle drops and music all throughout. And Peter doesn't have the Awesome Mix Volumes 1 or 2 anymore because somebody crushed his Walkman. I forgot. I think Ego might have done it. But now he's got a Zune. So he's got an unlimited amount of songs. So I can't wait to, it's like 300 or something like that. So I can't wait to see what kind of music Quill and the gang are listening to come Awesome Mix Volume 3. It remains to be seen, man. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, one of the ones where the MCU was really starting to gel and find their way, man. And I go back to it every once in a while, and it's one I enjoy watching. So that's it for today's episode. Today's Nerdy for 30. We'll be back in 24 hours as the train keeps on rolling right here on Paprika.